He terrified audiences without ever raising his voice. One look, one scene. And suddenly, you couldn't look away. Peter Greene, the actor who etched himself into Hollywood history through some of the darkest, most unsettling characters of the 1990s, is gone at 60, and the way his story ended is just as haunting as the roles he became famous for. Peter Greene was found inside his New York City apartment after a wellness check raised concern. Music had reportedly been playing for more than 24 hours inside the home. Just days earlier, he had spoken with his manager. There was no warning, no public goodbye, and no official cause of death has been released. For fans, the news landed quietly, but heavily dogged because if you've ever watched Pulp Fiction, you remember him instantly. Zed, the sadistic security guard. A character so disturbing that decades later, viewers still talk about that scene. Not because of flashy dialogue or overacting, but because Peter Greene made evil feel chillingly real. And that was his gift. Hollywood never made him a leading man, but it made him unforgettable. Greene had a rare ability to disappear into roles that lived in the shadows, villains, outcasts, men you didn't want to meet in a dark hallway. In The Mask, he stood toe-to-toe with Jim Carrey's chaos and still left a mark. In Blue Streak, Training Day, and dozens of gritty projects, he became the face of danger without needing the spotlight. But behind the intensity on screen was a man whose career never followed a smooth path. As the years passed, Greene drifted away from major studio films, appearing more often in independent projects and smaller roles. Those close to him say he never chased fame, he chased honesty in performance. Acting, to him, wasn't about headlines. It was about truth, even when that truth was uncomfortable. That's why his performances still feel raw today. In the days following his death, tributes quietly poured in from filmmakers, actors, and fans who understood his impact. Many called him one of the most underrated character actors of his generation, a performer who could dominate a scene with silence alone. And maybe that's what makes his passing hit so hard. Peter Greene was never overexposed, never overused. He didn't burn out, he faded into legend, leaving behind moments that still unsettle audiences decades later. At just 60 years old, his story ended too soon. But his work remains frozen in time, unsettling, powerful, and impossible to forget. So tonight, when someone rewatches Pulp Fiction and that scene comes on, they won't just remember the character, they'll remember the man who made us feel something most actors never could. And that's a legacy that doesn't fade.